Our speaker today is Miss Oregon, Abigail Hayes. She learned to play the piano at age 4, taught herself Spanish, grew up on a hobby farm where she learned how to castrate baby goats, lettered in volleyball, enjoys coaching kids from elementary to high school, and has assembled dozens of welcome boxes for children entering foster care. Currently, Abigail is an ambassador for the National Center for Children in Poverty and a member of Liberty University's class of 2022, majoring in strategic communications. She looks forward to earning a law degree with an emphasis in family law. Would you please welcome Miss Oregon, Abigail Hayes.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. And you did a fantastic job with the introduction. So there's a lot you covered that I won't even have to cover. So I am 21 years young and I am Miss Oregon 2021. So in just about 5 short weeks, I will no longer be your Miss Oregon. I will be a forever Miss Oregon. But a little bit about how I got started in the Miss America organization is 42 years ago, my mom, Jill Hayes, was Miss Portland. And so growing up, I started playing piano at 4 years old. And we would watch the Miss America pageant, and during the commercial breaks, I would run back to the piano and I would practice. And I would imagine my day playing on the Miss America stage. And later we'll show a video and you guys will get to see that dream come true for me, which is really an incredible thing. So about 2 or 3 years ago, the Miss America organization created Miss America 2.0. And what happened was they took away the swimsuit aspect of Miss America. And because of this, it no longer is called a pageant. It's now called a scholarship competition. And Miss America is actually the largest provider for scholarship dollars for women in the entire world, which is an absolutely incredible thing. And something that they adopted later on, and this was also the 100th anniversary of Miss America, which is just an incredible thing. And so this is also the 75th anniversary of Miss Oregon. So it really is just an incredible thing to be crowning the 75th anniversary of Miss Oregon and also to have been a part of the 100th anniversary Miss America class. But something that's really incredible that the Miss America organization created is the Social Impact Initiative. And what that is essentially every single title holder, whether that's on the local level, if you're Miss Portland, or if you're a state title holder, or if you're Miss America, is that you focus specifically on something that you want to change in your community. So what you'll get to see in the video is also a short little TikTok video of me talking about my social impact initiative and how you can make a change in your community. So with that said, I think you can go ahead and play the video so you can just kind of see what happened at Miss America.
Heart for the Arts, and proud dog mom to my Australian Shepherd, Miss Barkinsaw. I am Whitney Williams, Miss Arkansas. A senior at Liberty University studying strategic communications, preparing for the LSAT, and one day a state legislator. I am your Miss Oregon, Abigail Hayes. Okay, good luck, ladies. Out of this next amazing group of women, our next finalist to move on is Miss Oregon, Abigail Hayes. Continuing on with talent, candidate 5, Miss Oregon. Just like Christmas trees, youth require certain elements to grow. This Charlie Brown Christmas tree is an example of what happens when underserved youth do not receive the support they deserve. For the youth of America, there are currently 2.5 million homeless kids, 10 million living in poverty, and 16 million that are food insecure. However, when you take your time to mentor a child, when we change policies surrounding economic security, and finally, when you spread awareness and invest in their individual futures, children are able to shine and reach their fullest potential. Through Generation Next, you can make an impact by giving the gift of hope.
The physical things define what's within. I've been there before, but that life's a bore so full of the superficial. 'Cause some people want it all. Some people want diamond rings, but I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, if I ain't got you, some people want it all, but I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, if I ain't got you, baby, some people want diamond rings, now some just want everything, but everything means nothing if I ain't got you.
Next finalist is Miss Oregon, Abigail Hayes.
My name is Abigail Hayes. I'm 20 years young and I am your Miss Oregon. Because my mom was Miss Portland 41 years ago, I always grew up watching Miss America, and I remember watching it and I would practice my piano during the commercial breaks. My social impact initiative definitely hits home. I grew up down the street from my best friend Madison, and I saw her home life. She lived in poverty, her parents got divorced at a young age, and about a year ago my sister went to eat downtown Portland, and she noticed that the homeless girl outside looked familiar. And it was my friend Madison. At a school just near my house, 60% of the youth there are homeless, and it's really important that we spread awareness, and so I think that that's the first step that people can take. I know that I'm a world changer, and growing up, being homeschooled, and also being African American, I experienced bullying in many different forms, and people would always tell me you're not normal. But my parents would always tell me, you know what, you're not normal, because normal's average, and you're never gonna be just average. I truly believe in my heart that I will make a difference for our country, whether that be through Miss America or in politics, and my mission is to be a beacon of hope. Miss America truly is an icon, and so I believe that it's important that her message and everything that she represents is hope for the next 100 years. And that is my mission as the next Miss America.
All right, Miss Oregon, Abigail, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Well, you know, you have such an important message, but how do you keep the youth from slipping through the cracks? You know, when we talk about underserved youth, that seems to be a pretty broad spectrum. So what would you do as Miss America to elevate that?
First of all, I think it's really, really important to get your feet on the ground and to hear individual stories. I read Michelle Obama's book, Becoming, and what she said is you never know what someone's story is, and every single person deserves kindness simply because of that. You never know what is going on in a youth's life, and just as the video showed, what happened to my friend Madison is so unfortunate, and it's really, really important that you pay attention to the signs, that you pay attention to all of the kids around you, to people around you, and when you see things
that are noticeable, that you take action. And as Miss America, that's something that I would love to do. It's really important that kids have mentorship. And as Miss America, I would love to continue my work and be a mentor for underserved youth.
So talk to me a little bit about the fact that your mother was Miss Portland. No pressure there, right? So you've grown up with the system, but what has resonated with you over time about the power of being in the Miss America organization?
Where can you even begin? I mean, the Miss America organization is absolutely incredible. There are so many people that have impacted my life in the last 6 months. I competed at my very first local competition in April of this year, and a previous Miss Oregon approached me after I did not win the competition, and she told me she knew I would have my moment on the Miss America stage. And that mentor stepped into my life and made a huge impact. And I mean, same with my mother. She has made an entirely crazy impact on my life. And as Miss America, that's something that I would love to impress upon the next generation, is that anyone and any person can make an impact on people's lives.
So in our country right now, you talked in your interview about being biracial, and we have such a divide going on in America right now. So how would you use your heritage to unify our nation as Miss America?
So my family that's actually sitting somewhere in this arena here, hello family, is amazing. We all come from different backgrounds and we all have different opinions. We all have different beliefs, different views. And something that's absolutely is amazing is that we can all come together and have these very important and difficult conversations and respect each other. That's something that's so important. I mean, I look around this arena tonight and there's so many people coming together to celebrate such an amazing thing. And I believe that that's so important. We have to listen to each other and celebrate in the incredible moments, because life is worth celebrating.
So how would you take Miss America into the next 100 years?
With that exact message of hope. There is the expectancy of good to come in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Abigail.
I told you before that tonight is going to look a little different. And it is, because from here on, I've got the results from the EY auditing team, and we will be announcing the fourth and third runner-up at this moment. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are we ready? We are ready. Your fourth runner-up, winning a $10,000 scholarship, is Miss Oregon, Abigail Hayes.
Wow, watching that makes me emotional. I want to go back. I wish I could. So that's kind of what Miss America looks like now. And they've progressed a lot from what it was called 100 years ago, which was beauties and bathing, to now empowering women. And their entire message is preparing great women for the world and preparing the world for great women. And so the Miss America organization truly is amazing. And every single one of those women could have been Miss America. So I'm honored to have received fourth runner-up to Emma Broyles, who is now our Miss America. And so something that I was talking to Bob about when preparing for this was, he was like, you should share some of your stories about Miss America. So we were at the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut for 9 days, and we only went outside once. We were escorted all the way around the entire Mohegan Sun, which is huge, by security. We did not go outside aside from one time, but it was the most amazing experience. And it's very unusual for it to be like that, but because of COVID, it impacted us differently. And this was the first class, Miss America class, that was able to come back since COVID. And because of that, I think we were all just so, so grateful and honored to have had that privilege to be there. So although we were there for 9 days and we only left one time, it was the most amazing experience of my life. And that's 100% due to the sisterhood. And the president of the Miss America organization, Chantel Krebs, said that this is the most close-knit Miss America class that she's ever seen. And we actually went to Miss America's Homecoming, and this is the first year that Alaska has ever won Miss America. And she's the most sweet, genuine, kind person that you have ever met. Her name is Emma Broyles. And usually only about 5 to 6 title holders will go to Miss America's Homecoming, just because it's kind of like, well, okay, we lost. What's the point of going? And a little bit petty. But it was all the way in Alaska, and 27 candidates went. And that's the most they have had in years and years, if possibly ever. And I think that's truly just a testament to the Miss America organization. Before I got involved, I questioned whether or not this sisterhood was real. This was my first year ever competing. I lost my first local I ever competed at, which was Miss Portland. And right afterwards, I said in the video, a previous Miss Oregon approached me and she said, you need to compete next weekend. There's one more open. This is the last opportunity. You need to try and do it because I believe you can be Miss Oregon. And I was kind of like, I don't know about that. Like, okay, thanks. And so I did it. And I competed and I became Miss Emerald Valley. And then she supported me, and her Miss America sisters, her Miss Tennessee, her Miss Louisiana, they all helped me and prepared me for Miss Oregon last year. And it's because of the sisterhood that I became Miss Oregon and that I was able to become 4th runner up. And so that's definitely the thing that one of the things that I'm most thankful for from this organization, is that it just creates amazing relationships, and all of these women are going places. And I used to be so scared about what would happen to our world, but now that I've met all these incredible women, I have no doubt that the world is in good hands and they're going to do amazing things. So we got to go to Alaska for Miss America's Homecoming, and we were in a Furrondi parade, and that was just incredible. And I mean, to further that, I literally decided while I was in Alaska to go the next day. I bought a plane ticket while I was there to leave the next day. I got home at 10 p.m. I packed and left at 2 a.m. to go to Mexico with my Miss North Dakota. So it's just so fun. And I mean, they really are amazing. We're all planning a trip already to go to Miss Montana's wedding. So the Miss America organization is absolutely incredible. The women are amazing. And it's not a bunch of girls that are petty, that are just like, wow, I want to win. They're really, really incredible people that are making a difference. And this organization, I mean, because of Miss America. So I actually just graduated last Friday with a Bachelor's of Science in Strategic Communications from Liberty University online, and I graduated debt-free because of Miss America. And I also have about $13,000 left to put towards attaining my Juris Doctorate degree. So I'm thankful for the Miss America program. And going to the next, if you're able to pull up the slide, the next thing that I really think is just incredible is I was asked in an interview is, what does success look like to you? And I immediately knew that for me, success is service. And when I'm serving people in my community, I know that that's something that I just absolutely love and I feel successful. When I was about 10 years old, I got involved in a national speech and debate league. And I learned to love to debate the merits of policy change. But I also knew that I had a passion to help underserved youth. And that's something that has always been on my heart. So Miss America created a social impact initiative phase of competition. And so through that, I created a movement that I call Generation Next, Equity for the Underserved. And my goal is to elevate the voices of the underserved, expand hope, and create lasting equity. So I share a little bit about the story of my friend Madison, but just to go into more detail about that is, I grew up down the street from a girl named Madison. Well, I changed her name for the purpose. You guys don't know her actual name, but we'll call her Madison. And I grew up down the street from her, and I knew that she had a very difficult life. I knew that she was abused verbally and physically by her parents. Her parents separated, and I knew that she was bullied horrendously at her school, and that there really was not a lot of equity in her school. And we drifted apart in high school, as kids do. She moved away. She moved with her mom after the divorce. And my sister was eating downtown Portland now about 3 years ago, and she was about to walk into a restaurant. And as she was walking in, she noticed that there was a homeless girl with a sign. And as she looked down, she realized it was my friend Madison, and that she was homeless, pregnant, and a heroin addict. And I shared also in my social impact initiative that there are currently 2.5 million homeless kids, 10 million living in poverty, and 16 million that are food insecure, while 3.3 million are abused every year. It's really easy to listen to these statistics and say something needs to change. Yeah, that's really bad. But when you look at these statistics and you see individual faces, when you see my friend Madison's face, that's when people really begin to take action. When we realize that these are individual kids that need hope for the future. So as Miss Oregon, this has really just been an amazing thing to have this platform and to speak to amazing people like you who are also into philanthropic endeavors and communicate why I think it's so important that we give the next generation hope that they deserve. I mean, the next generation is going to be our leaders. And so the first question that I have is, what is hope and how do you quantify hope? And so for me, I think it's important to define hope. Hope is the expectancy for good to come in the future. And so the question is, why don't kids currently expect good to come in the future? And I believe that's because of a lack of trust, because they do not trust that good things will happen to them, because they have been so hurt and abused by teachers, parents, friends, whatever it may be. And so that's really what I've been able to run with as Miss Oregon, is that I want to be a beacon of hope. I mean, we came out of an extremely political, tense election, and I mean, our country has never been so divided. And so I think it's really important that we're able to come together and restore this hope that has been taken away. And so something that I also talked about in my video was that I love being a mentor to youth. And there's many different young girls that I've been able to be a mentor to. And through the Miss America organization, I was able to do one of my favorite appearances, which is called A Princess for a Day. And essentially what you do is you volunteer. And so I was doing hair and makeup for all these little girls. And it's a bunch of little girls who are in the foster care system. And they come to this facility and we do their hair and makeup, we do their nails, they get to pick out an entire outfit with little clip-on earrings, high heels, and then they get to go and have a ball. And then they get to take that entire outfit home with them. And I was brushing out a little girl's hair who was completely matted, and it took me a very long time to get through her hair. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry it's taking me so long. And she said, please take as long as you can, because this is the one thing I look forward to every year. And that just absolutely broke my heart. It's that there's so many kids out there that just want to feel loved and supported, and they just want someone to sit there and brush their hair out with them. And so the first thing that I think we need to do in order to expand hope is to invest in kids' lives. They need mentorship, and there's so many ways you can get involved. As Bob mentioned, I am an ambassador for the National Center for Children in Poverty. And what they do is they focus on actually changing policies. So they change the system. And I think it's really important that we invest in organizations like that, but also we take our individual time by investing in these individual kids. Miss Georgia, Victoria Hill, had a very similar social impact initiative to mine. And she said, she was Miss Georgia 2 or 3 years ago. And she told a story about how she would go to these foster care facilities and she would talk to all of the kids, and these people would come in and they'd say, we love you all, we love you all. And she would talk to this one child named Tobias. And Tobias said, people come in all the time and they say they love us all, but no one has ever looked at me and said, I love you, Tobias. And so Victoria Hill made it her mission to tell Tobias every single time that she saw him that she loved him. And somebody told her, you know, you can't change the world. And she said, yes, but I changed his world. And a lot of you probably know the story about the little boy with the seashell, or not seashells, the starfish. And there were so many starfish that had washed up on the shore, and he's throwing them back in. And this man approaches him and he says, you realize you can't make a difference. There's thousands and thousands of starfish. And he says, yeah, but I made a difference for that one. And I think that's what it comes down to, making a difference for kids like Madison. And I tell my friends dear story because I wish at a younger age that I had even noticed these things and made a difference in her life. And again, that's the power of the Miss America organization, is that we are able to use platforms like this to talk about important issues in our community. So what you can do if you choose to get involved is you can go to missoregon.org and you can go to Generation Next. And there's so many different ways you can get involved if you want to donate to the National Center for Children in Poverty and change policies, or if you want to become a mentor and simply have lunch with a child and change their life in that aspect. There's so many ways that you can get involved. You can go to everychild.org, and this really has been the most impactful thing for me. And again, I mean, it's kind of selfish to say, but it's almost like I feel successful because I have been able to make a difference in individual lives. And I feel like that's what it's about. One of the reasons that I chose the song If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys is that in 2020, the end of 2020, it was the week of my birthday, actually, which is Christmas Eve. The day before my birthday, I was at my friend's funeral. And on my birthday, I was at my friend's burial. And that same week, the day after Christmas, my uncle passed away, my dog passed away in the same week. And I was talking to my best friend who had just lost her sister. And I was talking to her and we're sorting through her things. And I realized as she's sorting through her sister's purses, going through all these things, that none of the things in life like that mattered. All that mattered to her was having more moments with her sisters. Those were the things that she cherished. And that's one of the reasons I chose If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys, because what it talks about is the diamond rings, the fame, the fortune, none of that matters. The sparkly crown, the sash, none of it matters. The only thing that matters is relationships with the people you love. And that's one of the reasons I chose that song, because it doesn't matter if I don't have you. And so in conclusion, this organization is absolutely amazing. It focuses on building relationships, preparing great women for the world, and making a difference in your community. And so I thank you all for listening to my story, and I'm just so thankful to be here, and I'm open for any questions you guys have.
Questions in the chat? Oh, he is.
Hey, quit that. Of course, I grew up with the canned phrase, "Here she is, Miss America." But outside of that, has Miss America or Miss Oregon ever won the pageant in all these years?
Yes, so actually, Katie Harmon is the only one that has ever won Miss America, and that was exactly 20 years ago. And since then, we have not even had a Miss America make top 15 or top 10. So this is the first time someone's gone further than, I guess, eliminations. So, but we did 20 years ago, Katie Harmon, and she's absolutely incredible. She'll be there at the 75th anniversary of Miss Oregon. So.
What was it, Dorothy Johnson back in the way back 50s? I think was at least one of the top.
Yeah, she probably was. Back before Katie Harmon, we had a lot of people that were first runner-up. My director right now, executive director, Beth McShane, she was third runner-up to Miss America. So Oregon's done well in the past, and we're getting back on the map. So we will have a Miss America soon.
Other questions?
How many competed for Miss Oregon that you were able to move on to the Miss America?
I'm sorry, I missed the first part of the question.
How many contestants were there
at Miss America or at state? At state, there were 18 last year. Yeah.
Dave?
You mentioned you were interested in family law. Interesting choice. I was wondering, what is it that you would like to do in the future in that endeavor?
Yeah. So I'm currently studying to take the LSAT in September, and then I will apply for law school for early admission for all of 23. I would love to become a family law attorney. So currently I'm looking, there's a long story there, because I told him that I got a job at a law firm, and that's like a really funny long story. Anyways, there's a lot of miscommunication, and he thought it was an unpaid internship, and I thought it was a job. So anyways, I'm looking for a job. But I've always, again, had a passion for youth, and I know that that's the area of law that pertains most to youth, and so that's why I chose family law. So I would love to become a family attorney one day.
Other questions?
So at what point in your life were you ready to come on into Rotary?
Oh my goodness. Well, after going to the Gresham Rotary, I already told them, I was like, I want to come on. So maybe, I don't know, I think about it, I'm like, maybe after law school or something like that once things settle down. But I would love to become a Rotarian. And make sure I say it correctly.
That was the right answer.
There was a right and wrong answer. That was the right one. And if you paid attention to my video, oh my goodness, when I had my interview, I said important about 50 times. So every time I watch that video, it's so bad. I probably said a lot of the same words today while speaking too.
So did you know that our club was so involved with the foster children?
Oh, I didn't know that specifically.
We need to tell you much more about that.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. That's amazing.
We have a big thing at 3 or 4 times a year.
Wow.
I'm losing my voice, so somebody else do it.
You can mentor her. She's big into mentoring, so there you go.
Absolutely.
Any